Hello, everyone. Welcome to Opinions New by Dr. Frank Pianchet. I'm Frank. Okay. In this episode, let's keep talking about the working in America, fired in America, part three of three. The third time I was fired by companies in America while working in the industry. Okay. And last time we talked about my first job as a professional, as a chemist in Northridge, Tennessee. And, I lost that job. I was fired. The company, closed down. Immediately, I had to start looking for a new job. Remember, I told you, I had a mortgage on my back, and also had a car loan. I bought a new car. Okay, so keep looking, right? And then soon a company in Atlanta, answered my call and gave me a face-to-face interview, on-site interview. And so I got down from Tennessee to Georgia, Atlanta, and had an interview with them. Yeah. After a series of technical questions, the lab manager asked me, "Do you have any other questions?" Right? So I asked him a question that I never asked before. I never asked this kind of. I never even thought about before. Yeah, and because normally before in when I was looking for a chemistry type of job, I only asked about things like chemistry, science, right? This time I asked him, I said, "How is our business prospect? How is business?" Right? And he was very confident. He said, "Oh, no problem. We just got a new contract from Los Alamos National Lab for $8 million, 8 million US dollars. So that's enough for our lab. This company in Atlanta called Ecotech LSI, and it's good for 5 years, no problem." Then I was thinking, that company, first company in Tennessee, worked for them for only 2 years. Now, and then I just lost the job. Now, if this one can guarantee 5 years, it's not too bad, right? You can't really think of too long into the future, right? So during the interview, I had a chat with the president of the company, the lab, and the lab manager, and the technical director. I had a talk with all three of them. I feel that the interview went very well. I feel that the president of the company and the technical director, they both were. I think I thought I gave them a really good impression. I liked them. I think they liked me. So because we all had the technical background, right? So I was really happy. Saying, probably I'll get the job. And then my fifth sense or sixth sense is correct. I got an offer from them, and then I just packed and moved down to Atlanta. Yeah. And this company, Ecotech LSI, is a lab, and this chemistry lab with radiochemistry, organic chemistry, all kind of chemistry lab, things. The lab was very new, very new, brand new, first class automated equipment, everything. It's very nice. Right? Compared with those gamma spectrometers, like from my university, from Purdue University, is way much better. It's just, I guess, the industry now I realize, gee, there's money in the industry. Academic, not much money there, right? And actually, the previous owner of this lab was a Chinese guy, a Chinese scientist. He actually invested millions of dollars to build this lab. This lab, Ecotech LSI, is in the. If you ever to go to been to Atlanta, there's a we call it parameter 285, Interstate 285. There's 85, there's 75, I-75, and I-20. Right? There's 285 is parameter, and we are in the you can say the southeast quadrant of Atlanta. Okay, so this guy, Chinese scientist, actually spent the millions of dollars to build this lab, but I don't know where he was then. Right? Then after I worked for the company for a while, I found that sometimes it seems to be that the lab managers, that's my boss, and the technical director is one overseeing the technical, all the technical aspect. They're not really getting along well. It's kind of like an open secret among us, all the employees. I'm a technical person, right? I'm a technical person, so I don't get involved in this little politics things, right? But I have more sympathy towards the technical director. I remember the guy. He's an Italian American, very good guy, very interesting, funny guy. And he's the first one. He's number one in technique, right? Techniques. And I'm actually, I was like a number two in techniques, under him. And so we kind of like each other, enjoy like each other a lot, right? Then we learned that it turned out that the conflict or the discord, I would say, between the lab manager and the technical director is getting worse and worse. And then the technical director, quit the job. And when he left, I felt that, he's really my good buddies, work buddies. I feel really, really sad. But at least, after he's gone now, from technical perspective, I'm the number one guy. I'm the number one now, right? I was the number one, so I feel like a little bit not that good, right? So you really should be humble, right? The Chinese saying goes like, if you are too complacent, you're gonna get hurt. You know, if you are humble, you benefit. Something like that. Right? That's really true. Yeah? Even in America, right? And the manager, lab manager, I still remember her name. Her name's Linda Hayhurst, right? She was in the organic chemistry. But that time, we were in the radio chemistry in the group, right? She has the organic chemistry background, and at that time, I felt that she's not really good at radiochemistry now, and she doesn't know too much about the techniques and everything, right? The science. How could she be my boss, overseeing me? And so I feel like uneasy and unhappy. And then over the times, sometimes um, and sh- and I'm not really respecting her as much, and she felt that too, right? She knew that she didn't know enough, and she depended on me on technical side, right? And therefore, there was kind of like we're not really fighting. We didn't fight or didn't have any hostility. It just did not cooperate well. It's not my fault. It's actually. Then I became a little supervisor, become supervisor, overseeing little thing. So sometimes I would, uh, I would say make her job not so good, so easy, not really working well with her, or helping her. I didn't really help her a lot, so it was my bad, my fault. After I started cultivation, I became, come somewhat enlightened to this point, maybe you think you're good, yeah, you're good, but if you don't have that in your life, in your life's path, maybe you may be capable, but you're not gonna get it, right? So really, just we just need to do a good job in our own field, in our position. That's really the right thing to do, right? In fact, Linda, it was not easy for her. She actually was young, she's a very beautiful, pretty lady, very young. She's very ambitious, and she knew that she doesn't have the technical background. Her technical background was not strong enough, right? And so she studied hard. She really studied hard. Once she even told me that she doesn't have time to eat breakfast. We she have that. So what does she eat for breakfast? She says she would hold a bowl of milk with cereal in her hand while driving to work. I was I was shocked. And I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I just pour some milk and cereal in a bowl. I will hold that and drive to the work." I said, "How do you do that in driving a car?" And she did it. I still don't know how she did it. It just, and now, I've been driving for, 30 years now, right? And we can, I'm sure many people can drive while eating something, right? Drive while eat or while drive, right? It's I think it's illegal, right? Yeah. But we often, what do you eat when you drive? Eating while driving. You eat something that you can hold in your hand, like hamburgers, right? Something like that. That's normal, right? But she was holding a bowl of cereal with milk in there, driving. So, but anyway, later on, Linda was replaced, and she left the company, and so you see, we don't know exactly the predestined relationship, between people, among us, right? It could be very complicated. After she left, I feel like, gee, I was wrong. I really shouldn't have, mistreated her so much. I should have been more compassionate towards her and help her a lot. You know, I shouldn't kind of like look down upon on her because she didn't know enough about, radio chemistry. So, well, now sometimes when you have your compassion emerging, maybe you wanted to now treat people nicely, and then you don't have a chance because the person is gone. It's left. He or she's left. She's no longer in your daily circle of life or work. You won't have opportunity. So therefore, I think one good important lesson we learned from this is that well, there is still opportunity or chance. Let us be nice, compassionate toward anyone around us. Okay? Anyone, including those who might be inferior, not as good as you are in your technique or in your skills, and including those who may not see eye to eye with you, and including those who may have different skin colors, including those who have different belief or religions. Right? We should really be compassionate towards everyone. Who have compassion towards everyone. Then we will not be regretful. Okay? That's my license learned. Okay? Remember, I said the company had $8 million from Los Alamos National Lab, right? But that did not, hold us, did not hold us for too long, right? And the money, I don't think the all money, came into a place. We didn't get all the money, right? And then 2 years later, the company went bankrupt again. Yeah. We were fired, group by group. And the reason, again, is sales and marketing, right? Now, this time is the third time that I was fired, right? And the impact to me was not that big. No big deal. Now, after you start fired 3 times, you don't feel that much of a great big deal now, right? So, and I got a file. We got a fire. All of us got fired. Each of us was given a big envelope, Manila envelope, right? Inside it, there was a check, salary check, plus 3 weeks of salary. Like last check plus 3 weeks, and it's not much, but and then I just drove my car to a quiet place I knew in the park, and turn off my engine, roll down my car window, just sit there, thought for half an hour, and then go home, and then forgot about this. So this time, the third time, everyone, and they always say the third time is a charm, right? This time, even my wife was very understandable towards my job. She said to me, "Say, hey, you don't like you never like chemistry, right? You don't like chemistry. Seems to be chemistry is not for you, right? The industry is not good, and you've been fired, from this professional chemistry lab twice. Maybe you should change your field." I said, "Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree." And so during the weekend, I just look around in those classified ads, work, and try make some phone calls, and I found a new job, right? Starting Monday. So basically, I didn't waste too much time. And new company actually was in the southern part of Atlanta. Uh, they were looking at my not my expertise in chemistry, but actually it's my role as a supervisor or assistant technical director. It's really the supervisory or managerial experience of me, plus some trainings in math and spreadsheet, those kind of quantitative skills that helped me landed this job, right? So, well, this is the third time in the charm, third time is the charm, and third time fired. It's not too bad. So I basically shifted from science to business. Finally, found the area that I'm really interested in, and then later on, of course, I got my MBA in marketing, and then PhD in I'm sorry, MBA in finance, and then PhD in marketing, and then started my teaching career. So that's my story. Fired three times in America. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.